Hey Kel, it's G here from Chick Surf School. Hope you're well, hun. Okay, so we're just going to do a surf analysis on one of the waves in your first session that you caught down in Merimbula. So just here, you're really nicely aligned with the board, but as you can see, you're doing a double paddle here. Instead of doing those continual strokes, and we know that we don't really want to be doing that because it wastes a lot of energy. Also, you're actually already locked onto the wave here, so we should be already trying to do the push-up extension so that we can start to stand up and ride down the wave, not stand up at the bottom of the wave when the energy of the wave's already gone and we can't do that turn. But after this second double stroke, see how you're quite low down on the wave there. We really want to be standing up already, but with your push-up, it's an excellent push-up, good extension. You've got your chest really elevated there. Your hands are flat on the deck of the board and you're looking straight ahead at where you want to go, which is perfect. As we're starting to bring our feet through, you'll notice that you actually go to your knees first. We've spoken about going to our knees. We really want to make sure we're sliding that back foot up to our knee at 90 degrees and then bringing that front foot through. But just here is when you actually start to bring that front foot through first, and then you twist your back foot to that 90 degrees and then you stand up. The only reason why we don't want to be doing that is the push-up, back foot, front foot is the 3-step stand-up, but you're doing a push-up, knees, front foot, back foot, which is putting an extra step into our stand-up and delays us getting up in time as we start to catch more vertical waves. So if we can just make sure that we are really focusing on that push-up, back foot, front foot. Once you stand up, you actually stay in a really nice position here. You've got your knees bent and you're absorbing the energy of the wave behind you, which is great. The only thing is, once you stand up, you're looking at where you want to go, but I'm not sure if you can just see this front arm here is actually pointing down. Which we don't want to be doing. We really want to make sure that that arm is pointing up to where we want to go, and because you're going straight, we want that to be pointing. Imagine that that's straight up pointing at me, or down the line. If you're going across, if you want to start going across the wave, we want to start pointing across the wave. Okay, so either pointing straight ahead at where you want to go, or pointing across the wave if you want to start doing a turn. Okay, so as we keep going along the wave, you're looking across the wave, which is great. So if we just brought that front arm across here and started pointing across the wave, that would really allow the board to start turning, because it will shift your shoulders and your hips will start to rotate as well, which will just take you down the line a bit more. As we keep going along, you'll notice that right here, the nose of the board starts to stick out. Now that tells us that your weight is a little bit too far back on the board. So you would want to be shuffling your feet a little bit further forward, and that would just come with the way that you stood up. So we want to make sure that that weight is in the center of the board so that the nose is sitting down a bit more, because you'll see as this wave goes along, you actually end up coming off the back of the wave because the board is just acting like a bit of a dead weight there. So just here is when you actually fall forward because the board's almost stopped. So if we could just keep that weight a little bit further forward on the board, or doing a slight shuffle as you're coming into the shoreline, just to keep on the wave, but really good positioning with your knees getting nice and low, and looking down the line. You've got a great extension, so well done. So if you can just focus on those other things, the pop-up, the paddle, and making sure that your arm is pointing to where you want to go, you'll find a huge difference in those waves. But well done, hun. Hopefully see you soon.